My name is Aiden Nasca, and my speech is titled Socialism, the Snake with Blue Eyes. When the words life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness were inscribed into the Declaration of Independence, they were backed by the idea of independence. Independence from tyranny, independence from big government, independence from being told how to live. This birth of a nation, the most powerful, prosperous, benevolent, and opportunistic nation, was not backed by collectivism and socialism. This new nation was built upon a set of beliefs that promoted individual liberty and the opportunity to become whatever you want and do whatever you want. This idea, one of the greatest ideologies throughout all of history, is coined as the American dream. This dream has allowed for generations of social, economic, political, and most importantly, individual growth. The ability to come from nothing, have a dream, and work hard towards that dream to achieve success, well, that is the core value of what it means to live in the United States of America. However, even though the system has clearly shown its value and millions of people have immigrated to the United States to take part in our culture, it is threatened. The most prosperous country and its core capitalistic values are not harmed by foreign enemies, but domestic threats. This threat is called socialism. To give you a brief insight on the reality of socialism, the ever so brilliant Winston Churchill tells, socialism is the philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is equal sharing of misery. That being said, it is clear that those who swear by socialism and try to implement it into our lives do not understand history and, most importantly, economics. The biggest and most popular want that is generated by the greed of socialism is free healthcare, free college, and equal wages for everyone. First and foremost, there is no free lunch. Many socialists make claims of this will be free, everyone will get this, etc., without doing any math. The only mathematical claim that they have is we will take from the rich. There should be no millionaires or billionaires in society, and we will use their money to pay for our college, our healthcare, and our jobs. Well, however, in a recent research project done by Forbes, they reported that there are 1,426 billionaires who reside in the United States of America. Of those 1,426, they have a combined net worth of a whopping $5.4 trillion. This number may seem inconceivably large and sound like the answer to the problems that lay in society, but according to the brilliant minds of AOC and Bernie Sanders, the socialist agenda would cost more than $42 trillion, as Vox.com reports. Even though the numbers clearly do not add up, the socialist agenda continues to be supported. By taking from the rich, these socialists are destroying the people who have created millions of jobs, brought forth innovation that has changed the world, and created the largest charity foundations which give billions to society every year. But, as has been shown in multiple countries, the same plan is executed. They eventually run out of money to steal and begin to watch society cripple and ultimately rebel or die. The biggest argument of a socialist is that it has never been properly implemented and brought into society. To say this would simply be a lack of research and knowledge that pertains to the matter at hand. Charlie Kirk, president and founder of Turning Point USA, tells us socialism has been implemented in 100 countries in the last 100 years and failed 100 times. Stemming from this fact, Kirk goes on to tell how in the past 100 years, socialism has taken the lives of more than 150 million people around the globe. 150 million people. This system is based on the complete trust and dependence on one of the most corrupt groups and organizations of all time. Government. The government is the means of production, the chief operator and benefiter from every business, and most importantly, the enemy of the people. After people are stripped of their guns, the government takes away human rights that belong to the people, force a certain way of life, and demand that you buy into it. To show you the reality of socialism implemented into society, I would ask you to imagine yourself living in Venezuela in the year 1980. You wake up every morning with your family under your roof, your gun wherever you keep it, food on your table, gas in your car, money in your pocket. You are the average Venezuelan. You leave your house for work and you hear your neighbors in conversation as you depart. You smell the clean air unpolluted. You stop at the store to buy some food and coffee before work. You roam down the mile-long aisles and see food stacked up for you. You grab a loaf of bread and unknowingly you take it for granted. You eat this bread and once again unknowingly you take it for granted. See, you do this because you would never imagine that one day, instead of bread lining up for you, you would line up for bread. But this is just one piece of the puzzle that disrupts your life. Now imagine yourself in your living room, you sitting with your family when government officials storm your house and put a gun to your head, your brother's head, and they take your mother hostage. Is mom dead? Will I ever see her again? You can't know the answer to that. You can't even defend yourself because the government seized your guns, because your guns are what are dangerous in society. Next thing you know, your grandfather is diagnosed with leukemia. As sad and horrific as it is, sorry, your grandfather is not a high enough priority patient and he just can't get the help that he needs. You have to go to the other side of the border to Colombia just to receive treatment because single payer healthcare is like Bernie Sanders' brain. It just does not work. And lastly, that piece of land you call home, that land that is yours by law, well, government officials are on your doorstep with guns because they want this land for the state. You have just experienced hell. No, you have experienced the reality of socialism. But now you wonder, how did I manage to live through this socialist regime? Well, you escaped and you fled to the United States of America, a land that will protect you always, ensure your rights, and allow you to succeed. You're probably thinking to yourself, are you a generic made-up figure that I just created, living in some hypothetical socialist society? No. Your name is Samuel Machado. You are a 22-year-old boy who fled the horrors of socialism and came to America. People, in our world today, these facts of why socialism does not work are clear and evident, but still, people support it. Now, I know I walk a thin line as I challenge such a controversial topic, but you, my peers in the class of 2020, you will walk into that booth in the fall. You will have the choice to fall prisoner to the lies promised by socialism, or you can choose liberty, prosperity, and capitalism. And for all of you socialists out there who live happily and safely in the United States of America, I will leave you with a quote from Charlie Kirk. If socialism is so good, why are people fleeing Venezuela for the United States, but not fleeing the United States for Venezuela? Thank you.